Hey guys, so today we are going to do more math because math is fun. So, let's go. I'm going to teach 1 out of 5 things here. I'm going to teach 5 different things, but here's the first one. Square roots. So to find square roots. Okay, I'm going to draw this. Ooh, that's way too big. We're just going to draw this check mark like thing right here. Stop acting like I don't know how to use the app. So, this, you just draw this for the square root symbol. Say we want to find the square root of 64. Well, the number, or the square root of 64 is going to be square root of anything. Hold on, let me delete that. Square root of x equals x squared. So then you'll just write like x. So that's basically what it is. So like if we wanted to find square root of, shut up. If we want to find the square root of 64, we have to find the number that we can square to get 64. So let's start off with 1 squared. That's 1, because 1 times 1 is 1. So that's not it. 2 squared, that's 4. 3 squared, that's 9. 4 squared, maybe this is it. Nope, it's 16. 5 squared, nope, that's 25. Well, that's 6 squared. No, it's 36. 7 squared, 49. 8 squared, 8 times 8, 64. Oh my god, we found it. Oh my god, it's 8. It's 8. So the square root of 64, let me erase all this crap first. Well, this equals 8. Quick. Very quick and simple, my dude. Let's go. So that's easy. Now the next thing I'm going to teach you is cube root. Take a hint from this number right here. This is going to be a number that will be, like a cube root's going to be a number that you can cube, which is going to be to the 3rd power. So like the square root of x, not the square root, the cube root of x cubed equals x. So what if we wanted to find the square root of cube root? I keep saying square roots. So the cube root, we want to find the cube root of 343. Well, what number squared could we get 343 from? Well, let's try to divide 343 by, we don't want to divide, that would be harder. Well, what number cubed makes 343? 7. 7 cubed equals 343. So this is 7. Let me explain. So 7 cubed, which is 7 to the 3rd power. This is equal to 7 times 7 times 7. So this would just be 49, and then times 7, which is equal to 343. It's that simple. So here we are. So now we're going to find derivatives using limits. So here we are. Let's find derivative of f of x. Alright, this x at x equals negative 2. So our formula right here, let's just bring this down. Instead of having f of x, we'll just have f. And we have negative 2 plus h. Alright. And then minus f negative 2. Very easy. And then this is just going to be all over h. Alright, so my battery ain't going out. So this is 3 out of the 5 things I'm wanting to teach. So we'll cancel out x, or f, pretend it don't exist. So then we'll have negative 2 plus negative 2, or negative 2 minus negative 2. So we just pretend f and h don't exist right now. So we have negative 2 minus negative 2. And 2 negative make positive, so then we have negative 2 plus 2. But since we have negative 2 plus h, that's just going to be h. Since negative 2 plus 2 is 0, and we add h to that, that's just going to be h. And since this is over h, we have h over h. And that equals 1 since both are the same. And h is not a real number. Okay, domain and range. So here we are with domain and range. Let's just graph a function real quick. We'll graph something like this. Alright. This is going to be y. Let's make this a little bit smaller. So this is going to be y, and this is going to be x. So say we want to no, I don't want that. Let's go with there we go. That's a function. So say we want to find the range. So let me go ahead and write this down. Range. I'm trying to have good handwriting. Range equals y values. Set of all possible y values. Domain. It's not the neatest domain I could write. Equals x values, or is x values. So there we are. So say we want to find the range, or maybe even the range and domain. Well, we want to find the range, and right here we have all y values. First, we'll write it like this. Since we're looking at range, we'll write this like this. Alright, let's take a look at our starting point. So say this is just 10, and this is negative 10. And this is also negative 10. And this is also 10. Alright, so we just take a look. Halfway, this is 5. So this is our closest starting point. It's going to be 4. Then I'm going to have 4. Okay. So now we have this written down so far. So let's check out our minimum value. Now our greatest value. Let's look. So our minimum value before we can determine it. Alright, let's take a look. Let's connect our arrow. Oh, that's looking like negative 5. So we're going to have negative 5, which means 4 is our greater value. So that means 4 is greater than, or less than. That means I don't know how to say this, but like, it's just going to be, this is our range right here. It's 4 is greater than or equal to, this is how you say this little thing right here, greater than or equal to. So that's 4 out of 5 things I wanted to teach. And here's domain. This is going to be the last thing I want to teach. So let's go ahead and graph another function. Okay, let's graph something like this. So we want to find the domain here. So let's look. We got domain is x values. So let's take a look at our x-axis right here. So let's see. X is going to be horizontally and y is going to be vertically. So we look horizontally. A -10 is our least amount of value, and 10 is our greatest on the x-axis. Let's see what our starting point is. Our starting point here is going to be 0. So let's go ahead and write 0. So we're going to write it like this since we're looking at our x values. All right, let's look at our greatest value. It's looking like 8. 8 is going to be greater than or equal to 0. So 8 is greater than 0. You know, all of our other values are going to be equal to 0. We bring this down and look at y. Well, it's going to be 0. It's going to be greater than or equal to. So hopefully this helps. And I've already made a few videos talking about some of the same things I just taught. But yeah, if my microphone, if I forgot to turn it on, that sucks. But I think I turned it on because I made sure before I started recording, and kept checking my battery because it was like 10%. I don't want it to die randomly, but yeah, peace.